Happy New Year, everyone! Welcome to the first edition of No DQ&A video here in the year 2015, right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and No DQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions here from spring.me/Aaron Rift. Let's kick it off here with the first question of 2015 from Kayfabe Candy Ass. Can you see Raw in, let's say, 5 years being similar to NXT? Seems like NXT is more what today's fan wants, with high action and quality work. Vince seems to just be stuck in the 80s and trying to make cartoon characters with a cast not fit for that role. I think that as long as Vince McMahon is in a position of power in WWE, nothing is going to change. WWE 5 years from now, Raw 5 years from now, will be exactly the same as it is today. I really feel that Vince's attitude is that if it's not broken, don't fix it. Vince likes to go with what works, and he likes to not make changes if he doesn't have to. And let's face it, a lot of us feel that WWE is on a creative decline, but with that being said, WWE business has remained steady. They just had a house show in Los Angeles this past weekend, and they drew a huge crowd. WWE is still putting the butts in the seats. So unless the numbers really decline greatly to the point where they have to make change, they're not going to make change. Vince is going to do his brand of sports entertainment as long as he possibly can, whether the IWC likes it or not. So people out there say, make it more like NXT. Vince is like, I'm going to do it the way I've been doing it for 30 years because I'm Vince McMahon, damn it. That's the bottom line. All right, this one comes from CPW1978. Is it wise to put Daniel Bryan against Brock Lesnar? Pushing him so soon post-surgery is rather dangerous, but ultimately Daniel Bryan's career choice. If Reigns wins the Rumble, he will surely get the Batista treatment. So do you agree that WWE painted themselves into a corner? It is very interesting, as I mentioned in a previous video, that Daniel Bryan is going to be in the Royal Rumble because I feel that Daniel Bryan almost has to win now. He has to go on the WrestleMania. WWE has to tell that story. If Daniel Bryan doesn't win the Rumble, there's a very good chance. I mean, there was already a chance before, but now I think the chances are even greater that the fans in Philadelphia turn on Roman Reigns. But as you mentioned, there could be some concern. That could be a reason why WWE does not want to put Daniel Bryan in that position again. Have him get in there and risk being seriously hurt. But the thing with Daniel Bryan is that he had his neck surgery several months ago. He's been long healed from that. It was about regaining the feeling in his arm, and now that that has happened and he's cleared to wrestle, I think he should be fine. It shouldn't matter that Daniel Bryan goes in there with Brock Lesnar. Remember, WWE is scripted. It's entertainment. Brock Lesnar is going to do everything he can to protect Daniel Bryan and avoid Daniel Bryan getting seriously hurt. So, they'll work safe. They're professionals. And I don't really see a big danger in Daniel Bryan going against Brock Lesnar. But WWE could feel that Daniel Bryan is at risk, and that might be their logical reason to not put Daniel Bryan in the WrestleMania main event. But once again, it's going to be very interesting to see how WWE moves forward with the WrestleMania build-up. Daniel Bryan coming back and being in the Rumble has, if anything, made the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania all that more unpredictable, and that's definitely a good thing. All right, this one comes from Hampalicious. Hey Aaron, could you please explain why Billy Kidman never made it as a top star? My brother says it's because he was too awesome for TV. I completely disagree. Please answer in video. My brother will be watching. Well, thank you to the brother for watching this. I think that the reason Billy Kidman never made it as a top star is because, for one thing, he was a vanilla midget, brother. No, I'm kidding. I think that with Billy Kidman, he did lack that size, and as good as he was in the ring, he didn't really have much of a character. He was just Billy Kidman. He came out with the jean shorts and the tank top, and there wasn't really a whole lot to market with him, and he didn't really have the verbal skills. So he had the ability to do all the cool spots, but at the end of the day, he was placed into the cruiserweight division, and he was labeled a cruiserweight wrestler. And when he went in there with the bigger guys, it's just not as credible when a small guy like Billy Kidman is able to beat up somebody like Kane. So, that's one reason right there why he was never going to be a top star in the land of the heavyweights. And, guys like Daniel Bryan are exceptions to the rule. But with Billy Kidman, he just lacked the it factor that somebody like Daniel Bryan has. All right, this one comes from G Straits. Mate, first time asker from Leeds, England. I enjoy the No DQ&A videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you for that. If WWE goes with Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar, do you think Roman Reigns is better suited for defeating Rusev at WrestleMania 31 for the US title? Please answer in video. I definitely feel that WWE needs to keep the ball rolling with Roman Reigns. I feel that he still has potential to be a top star in WWE. A lot would argue that he's not quite ready yet. And right now, I think a lot of people would also agree that Daniel Bryan's story should be told at WrestleMania. And it might be best to hold off on Roman Reigns for one more year. I think if they pull the trigger on him too soon, that's when you risk more of a backlash. I think that it would be best to let him gain another year of experience, maybe do the big Roman Reigns push at WrestleMania 32. But you should still do something with him for WrestleMania, something to make him look strong, of course. So yeah, you could have Roman Reigns versus Rusev and have Roman Reigns be the first guy to defeat Rusev. Sure, why not? That would definitely be a good way to utilize Roman Reigns if he's not going to be in the WWE title match. I'm perfectly fine with that scenario. Whatever happens, WWE should do something with Roman Reigns, and hopefully he does continue to progress in WWE and one day will be a top star. It's good for business. It's good to have a new guy on top. Anything besides Cena. I know a lot of people complain about Roman Reigns being the new Superman, but at least it's some kind of change, which is better than no change at all. Let's just look at it that way. All right, this one comes from B-Ater1993, or Batter1993. Hey Aaron, do you agree with me that 2011 was a fabulous year for WWE? CM Punk's pipe bomb and CM Punk's feud with John Cena, and then him becoming the WWE champion and starting his 434-day reign. Also the sadness of Edge retiring. It was a year of excitement. I do agree with you that 2011 was a big year in WWE, one of the better years in recent WWE history, mainly due to CM Punk. When CM Punk did the pipe bomb, it just drew a ton of interest. The internet exploded. NoDQ.com's traffic was through the roof. So, I was happy about it. For my business, it was a tremendous year because of CM Punk. There are some downsides to 2011. WrestleMania wasn't that great. SummerSlam, was a pretty good show that year with Del Rio cashing in. I enjoyed that SummerSlam. That was one of the better ones that they had in LA. And, Edge retiring was a significant moment. So yeah, it was a year that had a lot of good moments and some bad. Some of the stuff with The Miz didn't quite pan out. But overall, I'd say 2011 was one of the better years in recent WWE history. All right, got this one from CPW1978. Did he get a second question? That son of a bitch. Do you think Rowan and Harper of the Wyatt family should reunite since they are likely to get lost in the shuffle? What are the odds of new, perhaps from NXT members, debuting with Wyatt? What else could be done with the Wyatt family affiliated gimmicks? Well, I think it might be too late now. I suppose you can reunite the Wyatt family at some point. As I've talked about before, I would have rather seen the Wyatt family slowly descend and have their issues, and they would finally break up, have a match against each other, and then go their separate ways. The way WWE did it, I felt was really weak. They just broke them off out of nowhere without any kind of storyline. And they more than likely are going to get lost in the shuffle, especially with WrestleMania coming up. Rowan in particular is going to be in a lot of trouble. and Harper might be as well. I mean, it depends on what WWE has planned for Bray Wyatt, and maybe if the opportunity comes along, they can reunite the Wyatt family. I don't really see a point in adding new members to the Wyatt family. I think if you're going to have the Wyatt family again, just reunite the 3 guys for the time being. So we'll see where WWE goes with that. All right, got this one from Nico Metso. First time asker from Finland. Whatever happened to Titus O'Neal? Do you think he should team up with Darren Young again in PTP and fight again for the tag team titles? I really like them as a tag team. What do you think? Please answer in video, and Happy New Year. Titus O'Neal has gotten lost in the shuffle, just like so many other people over the years. It's bound to happen. If you don't really break out from the pack, eventually you're going to lose your push, and it's going to be hard to regain that push again when WWE is looking at younger talent and looking at the people in NXT to bring in and focus on those guys. Titus O'Neal is in a bad spot. I mean, I don't see them really pushing him again. I don't really see that tag team being formed again. As a tag team, they didn't really make all that much of a difference on the WWE roster. And I sense that WWE is just not going to invest in those guys again. They are talented guys, but there's a lot of talented people on the WWE roster that haven't gotten the opportunity yet. And WWE is going to look for fresh faces. It's just the cycle in WWE. We see it happen time and time again. Guys come in, they get a push, they don't really get as far as perhaps they should get, and then WWE gives up on them, and they just, they're just there on the roster until their contracts run up or they get released. All right, this one comes from Will Jones. This will be the last question today. Hi, Aaron. Great show. I used to love King as an announcer in the late 90s. Do you think JBL could learn a few things from him and become a relevant heel announcer? Please answer in video. It's not a matter of JBL learning anything from anybody, because a few years ago, JBL was a really good color commentator. What happened is he's just unmotivated. He goes out there, he does his job, and all 3 of them, Cole, Lawler, JBL, all 3 of them are going out there and just doing what they're told to do. It feels to me like those guys aren't really having fun anymore. They're just doing their jobs, and they're doing what they're instructed to do. They say what they're instructed to say, and that's the end of it. They collect their paycheck and they go home. So it's really motivation that all 3 of them need, and what the announcers need. I mean, the announcers need to be enthusiastic about the product, and they need to be enjoying their job. Now, maybe they are. I don't know for sure because I'm not them. But I really sense when I hear them do commentary that they just don't give a damn. And when people send me screenshots from SmackDown or from the arena, and you can see Michael Cole on his cell phone during a match, I mean, that adds to the point that these guys don't really care, and they're busy with other things, and they're just there to do a job and go home and collect the paycheck. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Tell a friend, share this video on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see you guys next time for more.